And we are live. Hello, everyone. I am Michael from the Game Boys.
I'm Chris from the Game Boys.
And that's our show. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We talked a lot. We learned a lot. We lost our one viewer. That's good.
Yeah, good show. Good show.
Good show.
All right,
Really good
as
show.
Pops would say.
Yeah.
Jolly good show. Good
Jolly
show.
good. Jolly good.
Jolly good show.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing going on in gaming.
Yeah,
no
nothing
new
important.
products.
Yeah, nothing new
No
came
new
out.
games.
No new games. No
Yeah.
new historic video game collapses, and no new historic video
Yeah.
game releases. Nothing like
Nope.
that.
No new news pertaining to one of the biggest franchises in gaming history. No,
No,
nothing.
none of that. None of that. Nothing that we posted that kind of went viral in the past couple of days. No, nothing at all.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll just talk about what I have on my desk. So, Chris, do you remember these?
No.
You don't remember the University
If you remove
of
your
Miami
hand, yeah, now I remember. Yeah.
Hurricanes parking passes?
Yeah, how can I forget? Why do you still have that?
I saved them for memento sake.
Oh, okay. That's kind of nice.
So here's the one from your graduation year. You ready?
Yes,
You probably had this one.
I did have that one. Oh god, that's a throwback.
Memories?
Remember, good
Memories?
times, good times.
Good memories.
Well, some of it was good times. Some of it was not good times.
I mean, it's college. You know, when are you not going to have good or bad times? And for anyone listening, here's a fun little memento. Was it 2019 we went to Vegas?
Yes.
And we got this little commemorative, poker
Oh.
chip.
Wait, hold on. Hold on 1 second.
And it's me on the right, Chris is in the middle, and our CFO, Bentley, is on the left. And that's our little commemorative poker chip. Chris has got the same one, a little
Yep,
commemorative
still
poker
got
chip.
that.
Yeah.
Still got that. Mine's
It's a
a
nice
little
little
less
poker
in
chip.
focus than yours is, but you get the idea.
So, quick question.
Quick answer.
And I don't know if there is an answer to this, but I guess two things. One, I'm going to presume that just YouTube like live presentations are going to replace E3.
YouTube, or maybe they'll start streaming from their own website.
You think so?
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
But for the most part, yeah, probably YouTube streaming or Twitch streaming is what's going to be it from now on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? And then the other thing I was going to ask is some old dude in England got crowned king. I'm trying to think if there's anything gaming equivalent, but I don't think there is. I mean, I don't think E3 was like that. So.
Okay. You're going to have to be very specific. What are you trying to connect with that?
Just the actual ceremony and the pomps and circumstances and all that.
So you're saying, is there anything in the gaming industry that relates to the crowning of a king?
No, that is comparable. It's equivalent to the king getting crowned, I guess, or whatever that ceremony is. Because I guess E3 was the closest thing.
Game of the year?
You think so?
No, because Game of the Year sucks.
Yeah. Again, I think Prime E3 is probably the closest you'll get to that, right?
Yeah, I guess like the winners and losers of E3. I guess that's as close as you can get.
Yeah.
But like, what about No, that wouldn't make any sense. No, I got nothing. That's as good as I got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the only topic on my mind, man.
Yeah, that's all that's been going on.
Equivalent.
That's all that's been going on lately. Is some old guy got a crown on his head in England, and that's really about it. Nothing gaming related happened in the past couple of days, or weeks, or months, maybe even years.
Peach is a princess, right?
Allegedly.
Do we ever meet her parents? Do we know who's the king?
Have you ever seen the classic 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie?
I have, and her dad's in that. I know.
Yes, and that's canon.
And then he doesn't become a prince. Because did she find someone else and marries him?
I don't think you have seen this movie.
I did. That's the one with that song Yumi and Max would sing a long time after, right?
Doki 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 do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we saw the live action one.
Oh, we saw both.
We saw both, yeah. So in the animated movie, yeah, Mario and Luigi like spend the entire time saving her, and then she just kind of fucks off at the end.
Yeah, but I remember specifically a scene where like there's a prince and she ends up like with him.
Yeah, that does happen in that. That does happen in that movie. Yeah.
Okay, so I was right.
But in the live action movie, she ends up, doing it with Luigi on camera. It's graphic.
Supposedly.
No, it all happened. We saw it. It was there. And
I had to shield my eyes though.
And then the king, her dad, comes in at the last second of the movie, and it's Lance Hendrickson, which is like, okay, weird cameo, but all right.
I saw a funny image. I think I was on Twitter the other day, and it was like, what if the Mario movie ended like this? And it was a post, like it was a picture of Sonic talking to Mario, be like, what if I told you about the Smash Initiative? Like,
I really wish the Mario movie ended like that. I would have given the movie a perfect score, but I can't because it didn't end like that. So it's not perfect.
Yeah, no, yeah. And that's why I agree. That's why the movie critics were right. It's a horrible movie.
I mean, I saw a video the other day that was conveniently posted on our channel that said the critics are right and the Mario movie is horrible. Hi, Enzo. And the Mario movie is horrible. And if the critics say it's bad, it's bad.
It is.
I mean, the critics
you have
are
to
always
trust critics no matter what.
The critics are always right 100% of the time. They said Wendy and Peter Pan was a good movie. They're right.
Yes.
Never mind that the audience score is at 10%. They're 100% correct.
Here, why is there always such a disconnect between critics and moviegoers, or just like the consumers?
Because critics hate movies and audience goers love movies. There you go.
It never made sense to me.
Because audiences don't want what critics want. What critics want is like, the best way I can put it is they want Jean-Luc Godard's Weekend. And we don't want that.
Why do they want that?
Because they're weird and they want to feel important.
Okay.
Like, have you ever seen the Rotten Tomatoes score for that movie?
No, I have not.
I think it's at like 90%. Yeah. So
the
that's why
most like out there artsy movie ever that to me at least made no representative sense, no metaphorical sense, no illusionary sense, just nonsense, but it was artsy, quote unquote.
How was the acting in it?
What acting? There was people in it?
There you go. And it's 90%. That's 90% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Jeez, I do not get that. No. Make it make sense, Chris. Make it make sense.
I can't make it make sense because it's not supposed to make sense, Mike. Critics don't make sense.
That's so rude.
Rude? Enzo, that's so rude what you're doing right now, Enzo.
Enzo even hates it, man. He's like,
wait a minute, I finally get it. Hold on. I think I finally got it. Bart Simpson. Rude.
I don't get it.
How do you not? I don't. Okay, I'll explain it to you after the podcast. But just remember, Bart Simpson. Rude.
I want to get the joke of Bart Simpson rude.
I'll we got a lot of time after the podcast. I'll spend all night explaining it to you if I have to.
All right. Hopefully you can.
You can have Enzo there if you want. He'll get the joke too.
I mean, he's always going to be here with me, man.
In spirit.
Always.
In spirit.
Yeah. So, I guess there's a lot of directions we could go here.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I think the most important one is that the NFL released their schedule this year.
They did.
All right. And that's very exciting. But the more exciting thing is that teams made videos for their schedule release. I don't know if you've seen any of these.
I have not seen any. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So there's two really great ones. One of them is the San Diego Chargers. Last year, they made their schedule release as in an anime style. Sorry, the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, who are the San Diego Chargers? I never heard of them.
My bad. The Los Angeles Chargers. The last year, they made like an anime style video for their schedule release. They did it again this year, which is really good.
Did they make an anime style video of their historic collapse in the playoffs?
No.
Dang it.
But the Tennessee Titans decided to do a very old but very, tried and true late night show trick. Where they went out to Broadway Street and they asked people, they showed the logos of the teams, like, what team is this? Okay. And there's actually some really funny responses.
What can you give an example, or can you not remember any of them?
Yeah, so like in one of them, they showed the Indianapolis Colts logo. It's a little horseshoe.
Uh-huh.
And it was like these group of girls, which I'm assuming they're there for a bachelorette party. You never know.
What else? What other reason is there to be in Tennessee?
That's true. I agree. And they're all like, "Oh, that's the Cowboys. That's the Cowboys." Like, and then the next like frame, they would do the beginning of the Monday night, or maybe it was Fox, the da-da-dun, da-da-dun, right. And then it would say like, "Not the Cowboys," and then have like the picture of the or like this one girl when she saw the Falcons logo, I think she said like Red Stallions.
What?
The Carolina Red Stallions is what she called it. And like they would just, put the name the person said above the logo with like the little Fox noise. It's really good. You should check it out.
I should check that out. That sounds amazing.
You should check it out, man. I'm telling you.
Are they going to put that in this year's Madden?
No. Why would they?
Because I figured they'd want to at least add something to Madden instead of making it the same every year.
You think they're going to add stuff to Madden?
Yeah, I'm kidding.
What do you think this is, 2006?
I forget what year it is when I wake up sometimes. I apologize. That's on me.
What? You think ESPN NFL 2K24 is going to come out? You think NFL Blitz 24 is going to come out? I mean, come on, man. What?
Well, I think Pro Evolution Football is going to come out. Or maybe.
PES still pissing me off. I'm not going to go back.
Yeah, that whole situation was fucked.
I'm not going back to it, man. I'm not going back.
Well, I mean, if you want to listen to it, to what Mike's talking about, listen to our previous podcast. He'll break it all down for you.
Just know that right now it's on YouTube only, but hopefully in this upcoming week I can edit it and ship it out.
Just know that Pro Evolution Soccer has somehow become worse than FIFA in terms of like scams, and it's quite incredible that that's happened. Yeah, no, it's impressive, right? It's very impressive. Yeah, you didn't think that'd be possible, but here we are. No, and so two things as I've been going through editing old episodes to pump them out on our platforms. I need to go back and listen to when we do live ad spots where just in the moment we talk about, like our Patreon or like YouTube or whatever, or a TikTok. But I mean, we don't really get many views on our TikTok, so yeah, fine. No one ever watches a TikTok. No. But I'll tell you what I never commented them either. So, but I'll tell you what they should watch is watch out for our Patreon, because if you subscribe to our Patreon right now, you'll get access to NFTs, non-fungible tokens, exclusive to the Game Boys. Mike, want to tell them all about it? Yeah, so basically NFTs are just an amazing way for you to right-click and download some of your favorite Game Boys images. Most recently, we had one of Mike at the New York Disappointments baseball game. That's true. We had another recent one where it was the taxi from Crazy Taxi, but in real life. That's wild. How are we able to do that? I don't know. That's called movie magic. It's the magic of NFTs. Who knows? Which is also movie magic. Who knows what we're going to post next? Anything's possible. And anything's possible for a possible. And the only way to find out for sure what it is to subscribe to the Game Boys Patreon. So you see, for example, something like that, I would clip it and then use it as a promo for another episode and just cycle through all the different, promos we have. But why would you do that when we do promos every episode? Like right now, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you will have access to us as people at basically any point in the day, because you can make suggestions for upcoming Game Boys episodes, and you have the ability to be on the podcast literally whenever you want. If we're streaming and you want to come in right in the middle that you can do it. You can do it if you subscribe high enough on the tier.
It's true,
Mike,
and it happened
what
last
tier is that
episode.
again? What tier is
What?
that again, Mike? What tier is that? How much do you have
It's
to...
just the amazing ultimate mega Game Boy Advance SP, silver, platinum, joy to the world, no Joy-Con drift tier.
Which is a pipe dream, but you can live that pipe dream if you subscribe to the Game Boys Patreon.
It is
For
very
just
true.
$20 a month. You'll get access to all the DLC. You'll get no Joy-Con drift. You'll get no unnecessary microtransactions. Only available at the Game Boys Patreon.
Game Boys Patreon's where you got to go. It's how you got to go there. It's how you got to do it. Wait. Oh no, but yeah. This reminds me of something. I legitimately want to make a quest now. All right.
An Oculus Quest?
Yes, but a quest for the Game Boys.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Go on.
All right. Right now, I want you and I to discuss, and then we're going to come up with a plan.
Okay.
I want us to actually get sponsored by one of the big sponsors for gaming channels. So either NordVPN, Surfshark.
Okay.
Not HelloFresh. I hate HelloFresh.
Raid Shadow Legends.
We could do raids. We could.
But you have, I mean, listen, if it's good enough for Internet Historian, it's good enough for us.
And then there's another major one I'm forgetting about.
ExpressVPN.
There's ExpressVPN. There's another one that's not a VPN though, and it's not a food. And I can't think of it now.
It's Raid Shadow Legends.
I've seen a lot of ads now for Aura. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I've heard about Aura. I've seen those.
But
Raycon earbuds.
What?
Raycon earbuds.
Raycon too. We could do Raycon. So I'm thinking we pick one, right?
Uh-huh.
And then every single podcast we do, without naming them, we're like, oh man, if only we had this to sponsor us. And then we could do the same thing in our videos. We could just find a spot, be like, this is where basically like just do a whole Timmy's dad, where it's like, this is where you put a sponsor if we had one. And then we could like flash either the Nord logo or whoever we want to.
No, we'll flash them all at once.
Yeah.
All at once, and to give all of them the idea at the same time.
And my quest is just get one of them to sponsor us. Just one.
I mean, you know what the best way to get on that quest is? To actually make videos.
Well, yeah, but you do. You make videos, so it's fine.
I mean, I make videos, but this is your quest, though. You're the one that set this.
That is
Mike,
true.
You're the leader of this side quest. You got to see it through.
You know what? You're right. You're right about that. But I have texted you some ideas for videos.
Right. And you haven't texted me back when you're free so we can actually make them.
Yeah, well, that's a side issue.
Yeah, right. So that's a side issue. Totally.
As long as you got the idea, that's all that matters.
Yeah. You don't have to execute the idea. You just have to have the idea.
No, just you think of them, and then you're good.
Yeah.
Video makes itself. It's AI. Come on.
Apparently, AI is going to become the next video editor. So, hey, screw it.
Type it into AI.
And then it edits it for you, which I don't quite understand, but right, whatever. Hey,
yeah, that's strange, right?
The future is now.
Like, what if that's not your actual, like, the way you want it cut? Like...
Well, here's the thing. Like, most people who aren't video editors don't care how it's cut as long as it's just cut. So, I get it. Like, if you're asking for a presentation, you don't really care how the presentation's written as long as it's written. And that's where the AI comes in. You can just make me a presentation at... Oh, actually, it's funny. I was trying out Chat GPT the other day. And I typed in the prompt, make an E3 presentation in 2020. And it gave me one. And I'd like to actually read it for us today, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Floor is yours. And now we present to the stage Chris from the Game Boys.
Actually, we should talk a little bit. I forgot to pull it up. So
okay. Well then, Enzo's right here. Enzo, do you want to say anything?
Has Enzo been playing any video games lately?
He plays a lot of video games in his free time.
What does he play?
He's a huge fan of Animal Crossing because he thinks they look like him.
Did he really?
He's also a big fan of the movie We Bought a Zoo, just because no one likes that movie.
That's adorable.
And now he's gone. He's gone from the mic. That's all I want to talk about.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Enzo.
So I saw on Reddit.
Okay, Mike. I am going to send you part of this script, and I would like you to be speaker 2. Actually, I would like you to be all the speakers, and I want to be the MC. So I will send you the entire script here.
All right.
And we will make this up. And we will make this up as we go along.
All right, we can do it, man. We can do it. Live E3 right here.
Yeah, we're gonna have a live E3. All right. So, okay, before we get into our live E3 coverage of the E3 that's totally happening this year, because it would happen around this time, right?
Well, I'm like June, July. Yeah.
So we're gonna basically make up our own E3 right now.
Let's do it. Game Boys E3.
Okay. And what was the prompt I typed in? Oh yeah, I said recreate an E3 press conference with dialogue. because sometimes you have to specify that. I don't really know why, but you have to. So I'm gonna send all that over to you. You're all the speakers.
Okay. Now, were you texting this or we?
I'm texting it to you.
All right. I'm excited for this, man. It'll be fun.
All right. So it's gonna go speaker 1, 2, 3 in that order. But before we get into all that, I like to get into one of the companies that would often go to E3, and this is where this company went to die. Microsoft. I was hoping we could discuss Microsoft a little bit before we get into our new E3.
Okay. So,
have you been following anything that's been happening in the news with their latest release?
I'm trying to think what their latest release is. Redfall, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Yes. And now people want Phil Spencer to be fired, right?
Yeah, Phil Spencer. But you and I both love Phil Spencer, as is, we've talked about.
Right. Well, because he is God.
No. That's not. Come on.
Howard's God.
Although your Lord and Savior, God Howard, has also published that game. He's responsible for Redfall.
No. There's no way, because God Howard never produced a bad game. So
I don't know how to tell you this, Mike, but Bethesda was the one that published Redfall.
No, it was a different division of Bethesda that God Howard doesn't work with.
It was Arcane. It was Arcane Studios.
And I think God Howard,
who I think is the most...
It's like the actual Satan. They're a fallen angel.
Which I'm going to say Arcane Studios is probably the most overrated game studio out there. I've never liked
any of their games.
I have never liked a single one of their games. Have you played Dishonored?
I never played. Never played Dishonored. Never played Dishonored 2.
Have you ever played Prey, or have you ever played Deathloop?
Never played Deathloop.
All those games are extremely mediocre games that get blown way out of proportion. I hated Dishonor. I hated Deathloop. I don't know why the studio is as widely loved as they are, but they are. And this game might be the final nail in the coffin for the studio, because
for sure. Well, I mean, I would,
because Prey didn't sell well. I don't know how well Deathloop sold, but I don't think that sold particularly well. And obviously Redfall not sell well, depending, judging by the word of mouth.
Well, Deathloop, I remember Max loved that trailer. He loved that trailer, and he was excited for Deathloop.
He never bought it.
And I was like, I like the fact that it reminds me of like a, Pulp Fiction movie, like the trailer did. And then like when you see more gameplay, I'm like, it doesn't seem that fun. Like
it doesn't, and it wasn't fun. I tried it at a friend's house, and I thought it was one of the most boring things I ever played, and I didn't get it. Speaking of surprises, we got Kecker's Boy in the chat. Kecker's Boy, how are you doing today? And he says
this is an early stream, and it is. It is an early stream.
It's an early stream because a certain video game came out today that I would like to spend basically all night playing.
Okay,
but I forget what the video game is called.
That in a bit.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
We'll talk about it in a bit. But okay, so with Redfall, and they want, I know some people want Phil Spencer to be fired.
I don't think he should be, though, because he was put in a very unfortunate position. He admitted that Xbox lost the last generation, and they did very badly. Mm-hmm. He was not in charge of Xbox.
No.
When they lost.
No.
Don Matrick is easily the worst head of any game company ever, besides maybe the head of Sega of America when the Saturn came out. Other than that, I can think of no worse head of a video game corporation.
Yeah,
and Phil Spencer was tasked to pick up the pieces of that. And
which I think he did a remarkable job.
He did. He's doing okay until Redfall. Like, Redfall was his huge misstep. And I think I understand why people are calling for him to be fired, but I don't think he should be.
So the two things I want to, I guess, go into is I feel like there wasn't that much hype for this game. I could be wrong, maybe because I wasn't hyped.
I was talking with Broski, our Cuban representative, about it, and he said he thought it looked good when E3 showed it, or was it at the? I think it was the last E3 that showed it. Yeah, and I said I think this looks like trash.
Yeah,
and guess who was right?
I'm pretty sure you and I can go back on the record to our E3 podcast or video or whatever it was and be like, yeah, we're not.
Yeah, it looks boring. Like I don't think it doesn't look like anything I want to play. Even if it was good, I don't think I would have played it. But this is like the example of trying to follow the trends and not having your own idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. And Keckers is saying there wasn't much hype, this is where I'm confused. If there isn't much hype and the game is bad to mediocre at best, why does it matter?
Because this was Xbox's exclusive. That's why it matters. Like if it was just another run-of-the-mill release, it wouldn't matter. But because this is Microsoft's like answer to God of War Ragnarok and Tears of the Kingdom, that puts them in a really unfortunate spot.
Right, but I mean, every company is going to have a couple first party that just isn't good.
Name one good Xbox first party game that's released in the last 10 years.
Forza Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Okay, that's a great release. I'm not gonna lie about that. I would say Halo Infinite, but I'm not gonna say Halo Infinite.
I think Halo Infinite was great when it came out, and then it just stopped improving.
And then they just stopped caring about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like how you and I have had this discussion with me and my research on TVs, but how Samsung last year with their S95B, it released as the best TV of the year, and then through updates, it just got worse.
Yeah, you did tell me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that, you know. Except they didn't make it worse; they just didn't do anything.
In some cases, they made it worse. When they released season updates, they took away modes. That was fascinating. And yeah, Kicker's Boy was 100% right. Halo Infinite was a big misstep. Halo Infinite had all the potential in the world. The core gameplay was so good and so solid. If they had chose to build on that, we could still be talking about Halo Infinite in a positive light to this day. We could still be playing Halo Infinite, but unfortunately, we're not. Keckers also wants to ask us something about the Mario movie. Okay. Yeah, go for it, Keckers. We'll keep talking about how big of a fail Microsoft is in the meantime.
Well, I was going to say real quick though. I mean, what to your point of wanting to talk about Redfall and going on? I mean, what was the actual point you wanted to talk about?
I wanted to talk about you specifically.
Okay.
Are you, because Microsoft has said they were heavily involved with Redfall, they've also said that they're heavily involved with another game that I know you care about, Starfield.
Oh, Starfield?
Yeah. How does this make you feel about the future of Starfield?
So I've done a lot of thinking about that. I'm not going to lie. And ironically enough, there's this YouTuber Juicehead who I think I've told you about. He's super into the Bethesda stuff and just other RPG games like The Witcher and Cyberpunk and all that.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of had the same thought I did, which is like, look, I'm actually expecting, if you look at the track record for at least, I'm going to talk like a heretic real quick, okay?
Okay. Will God Howard understand that you're talking?
Yeah, no, this is heretic speak. Don't worry.
Okay. Because this is
off
recorded.
The record, heretic.
No, it's being recorded. This can't be off the record.
Okay, well, it's heretic speak though, so none of it is real.
Okay, gotcha, understandable.
But as a heretic, most Todd Howard games. Sorry, Todd Howard, because I'm a heretic right now. most Todd Howard games, right, are kind of just okay at best, mechanic wise, graphically. You know, like you have an expansive world for a lot of them, but for me, a lot of the times it's just the actual. This is going to sound weird. The depth of dialogue and writing for most of those games is what makes me coming back again and again and again.
And the world building.
Yeah, and the world building. And so for me, if Starfield has that tried and true, you know, writing and world building, gameplay wise, it probably is not going to be that great. It's whatever, but I'm going to love the story. Hopefully.
Does it worry you that it's going to be an AI generated world?
Yes and no. My only concern is one of their games, and I want to say it was Oblivion or it was Skyrim. They kind of did something where it's like for the dungeons they had a template and then they had a computer generate each one like every time you enter the dungeon,
Right.
and so it would be different. Um, so maybe it could work, but
Well, do you
if
feel like the
it's
soul is still going to be there?
that's so that's something I kind of go back and forth on, right? Because No Man's Sky, like that's all procedurally generated by a computer when you go to these planets.
Mhm.
And like some planets are really fucking cool. Other planets, I'm like, this is boring. So it's hit or miss. You
Yeah.
know?
But if that's the entire game and they don't have the dialogue to fall back on, because they kind of don't, really, because how can you make a story that feels personal but also has all these planets that are AI generated? You know what I mean? It's very difficult.
Yeah. So I think that's got to be one of those where if you're Todd Howard and that, actual Bethesda team, you got to be smart and be like, look, on certain planets, certain things have to happen. Certain quests, certain characters have to be there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you put purposely maybe certain things, but the rest of it might be computer generated.
Right.
That's the only way I can see that working.
But I mean, if that, okay, as long as I'm just saying, I hope that the worlds that they're building still have stuff in them that make them feel complete. Because that was the biggest problem with
Yeah.
No Man's Sky when it first launched. I'm
Oh,
sure it's
yeah.
fixed now, but I don't want to go back to No Man's Sky because it was so messed up at launch. And seeing Bethesda's track record with launches lately,
Uh-huh.
that that
Oh, I
also
know.
makes me nervous.
Yeah.
And compiled on top of the fact that Starfield is now an Xbox exclusive, all this is sounding like a bad thing.
Yeah. No, this is the literal definition of putting all your eggs in one basket. And you're praying it works.
Yeah. But here's the thing, Mike. It just works.
Well, right. So now we're done being heretics. It's God Howard. It's going to work.
It's got Howard. Yeah.
Everything's a miracle with him.
It's going to be fine.
It's gonna be
we got some stuff to catch up on Kicker's
All
Boy here. So let's take this
So
one
Chris,
at a time.
who's your favorite Mario character?
It's Mario. Every time I'm playing Mario Party, I pick Mario. Every time I'm playing Mario Kart, I pick Mario. Mario has always been my guy. He's easily my favorite Mario character. I know it's kind of a vanilla choice, but that's the truth. He's my favorite. I love Mario.
I don't know what it is for me, but there's two I kind of love picking in at least Mario Kart and Mario Tennis.
Go on.
Which you might know one of them.
I know all of them. So like
you know the two that I like.
Not off the top of my head. No, I thought you were going to be like
because one of them
you might know these
is
characters.
Boo. I love Boo.
Okay, that I did know. I did know about Boo.
And then Shy Guy. I love picking Shy Guy too.
I don't know. I did not know about Shy Guy. Why do you love Shy Guy?
I just something about Shy Guy, man. I think he's just like the way he looks. I'm like, oh, you look cute. You look cool, man. Like
he looks like a Mad Max character.
But that's like the cool thing, right? He is a Mad Max character.
But he's so shy though, and he's a guy, and we don't even know if he's a guy. He might be a girl. We're assuming his gender.
And then I always wish you could be the floating turtle in Mario Kart.
Oh, the Lakitu?
Yeah.
I think that's the Lakitu. Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
I always wish I could be
the floating turtle, he was also the cameraman in Mario 64.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Fun fact.
I just always thought I'd be like, that'd be funny if I could be him.
I always thought
now, if we're talking Super Smash characters, though.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Roy's my boy.
Roy's our boy. Roy's our boy. Roy's our boy. Roy's our boy. I used to be Mario in Smash, then I gradually switched over to Bowser because he's unstoppable.
Interesting.
Kicker's Boy then said, well, Starfield is a Bethesda game. Even if it is an exclusive, the average gamer isn't treating it like one. So it messing up won't be blamed on Xbox. I think it will. I think Xbox has had too many missteps for it to not have some of the blame. Because they messed up with Halo Infinite. They kind of messed up with Gears 5. They definitely messed up with Redfall.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Xbox, and especially Phil Spencer, is on the hot seat right now to make sure that this exclusive is worth everyone's time and money. Because don't forget how much they bought Bethesda for. Like, they didn't buy Bethesda to just laugh their asses off and have a couple of shits and giggles while discussing how God Howard talks with Elon Musk. Like, they bought it to make a lot of money, and they're banking on this to be a big push for Series X, as well as their Ultimate Pass. Their Game Pass.
And I think too, yeah, because they keep delaying Starfield, which I'm fine with if it actually makes a better launch game, which I don't think it will.
I mean, I don't
it's
want to
Bethesda.
say
They never actually have a good launch game.
I don't want to say I know it's not going to be good at launch, but I know it's not going to be good at launch.
It's not. It's not, man. But I mean, again, heretic speak. None of it's real. None of it's real, man. It's heretic speak.
It's all false. It's all false.
Now let's see. Kecker says Mario characters, not character. And my point is about Daisy. My issue with the movie. Oh, okay. So for the movie, is that Peach took a few too many of Daisy's personality traits. So if they do put Daisy in, what is there for her? I'm gonna think they're not gonna put her in.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna forget it. Yeah, I don't think Daisy not being there is the worst problem. I think I don't think she's the most important Mario character.
She's the OG though.
No, Pauline is the OG, and she was in there.
Why do I always think it's Daisy who's the OG?
I'll tell you why. Pauline was in Donkey Kong. Pauline was in Super Mario Land.
Okay.
And for the Game Boy, and that was the first ever Super Mario. Well, not the first ever Mario portable game, but the first Mario game portable on the Game Boy, which was a huge success. So a lot of people think of Daisy as the princess, but it's not. It's actually Princess Peach. Daisy was only in Mario Land.
Interesting. Okay. All right. And then, do you know a Donkey Kong Kill Screen coming up?
If anyone's interested, there's Donkey Kong Kill Screen coming up. If anybody wants to watch.
Love that movie.
Fistful
of quarters, man.
Before the Mario movie came out, that's probably the best video game movie made, The King of Kong.
Yeah, no, that is a really great movie. I really want to, and I still don't get how this thing has never gotten shipped to me. I really need to call them and be like, just cancel the order, man. I could literally go to Best Buy right now and just pick it up. But yeah, I was waiting for a new TV to come in, and I was going to watch the Tetris movie because I've actually been interested in that.
Did you watch it?
I mean, I'm probably going to now, but I was waiting to have like a nicer, newer, better TV to have a nice cinematic experience. But
I'm sorry.
Nah, that's fine. It is what it is. Yeah.
Well, keep us updated on the TV situation and keep us updated on the Tetris movie situation.
Right. No, I will. I definitely will.
We got more coming in from Kecker's Boy here.
Okay.
One at a time, because we're kind of bouncing around from topic to topic. So let's try and keep it streamlined here.
Right. And then eventually we're going to get to your AI.
Did you get the text, by the way?
What? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But let's see. So Daisy's main draw is being a tomboy and Luigi's girlfriend.
Okay. Well, I would argue that Peach wasn't a complete tomboy. She had a more feminine side to her. Like, she acted like more of a princess than most girl boss characters do in movies these days. So I gave Nintendo and Illumination a lot of credit for that. I don't think she's a complete Daisy ripoff. I do see what you're saying though. But then again, at the end of the day, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to not have Daisy there. I don't think she's really that important to the story. And if they don't put her in there, I don't think she'll be very missed. You need to have Peach, you needed to have Luigi, and you needed to have Mario and Bowser. Everybody else, as far as I'm concerned, is just like a nice little treat.
You need a Boo.
You need a Boo. You need a Shy Guy.
They weren't there.
No, they were there. They were there.
Oh, they were there?
They were there.
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know.
You should see the movie. I've seen it 3 times. You need to watch the movie. It's really good.
Well, I finally have kind of free time now, so
you should do it. Take that free time, watch the movie.
I should, man.
Before watching Fast X, watch the Mario movie.
Okay, I can do that.
And don't forget, they're now breaking it into 3 parts instead of 2 parts.
That's true. So it's Fast X1, Fast X2, Fast
and then
X3.
Fast XXX, or returning Xavier Cage.
What if it's like Fast X A, Fast X B, Fast X?
It'll never end. It'll never end. It'll keep going forever.
Just go through the alphabet.
And Kekker's Boy also said, I didn't say they shouldn't be blamed, meaning Xbox for Starfield, just that the majority of gamers probably won't blame them. I don't know. I think a lot of people will blame them. A lot of them are blaming Xbox for Redfall, which is why Phil Spencer came out and said, yeah, we fucked up in that interview.
Yeah.
Or he said something like he said something like it wasn't at the standard of where we wanted it to be or something like that.
He's got to be transparent, man. But I also get like you want to boost up sales. So what do? You know?
Well, I mean, there's no boosting up sales for Redfall anymore. And I think that Redfall...
I meant beforehand. Like,
oh, okay.
Any interviews beforehand, you want to try and pump up sales because that's the hype train.
Right.
So, I mean, what do you expect them to do? Be like, yeah, it's not going to be that great, but still buy it. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of people are like kind of raising an eyebrow at Microsoft right now and being like, what is the point of buying a Series X? There really isn't any. Unless you really love Game Pass. But then again, you can get a PC and play those games on PC. Most of them, at least. So they need an exclusive badly. And Starfield is that. And if they let that slip through their fingers, that is the fuck up of the decade.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely is. I've still liked Game Pass, ironically, just for the random games, not the first-party ones. Because one of the games on there was XCOM 2. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this game. I never bought it. Let's try it. You know, like...
Also, Kekker's Boy says, yeah, but no one knows the Redfall developers, and people are already waiting to blame Bethesda for something. We were just talking about the Redfall developers. We don't like Arcane games. We don't like that. We don't like Arcane Studios. We think we didn't like Deathloop. We didn't like Prey. We didn't like oh god, what were we talking about? Their first game was? I'm completely forgetting.
Dishonored.
Thank you. Yeah, we're just not a fan of their games. Which is fine, but I know a lot of people that are fans of them, and I feel like the hardcore gamers know Arcane pretty well. The casual gamers don't, granted. But I know a lot of people that know their games and know that studio and love that studio. Yep. And they are not willing to put the blame on Arcane because they've made games that they liked before. So they're putting the blame on Xbox. Is that fair? Yeah, maybe not, but that's what it is right now. At least from what I'm seeing. It's
kind of how I really wanted to just blame EA for Anthem and BioWare and all that. And I guess Andromeda as well. Even though last year actually went back and played Andromeda, and I actually enjoyed it after taking so much time away from it. Because I was like, okay, if I just realized that like this is a completely different story, and it's technically the same universe, but it's like we're in a new galaxy, make your own thing. It's actually not bad. It's not as good as the other Mass Effects, but it's not bad.
It's not good though.
But I think their mistake was they released it too soon after the original trilogy.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they should have waited like probably 5 to 10 years, honestly. But like, hey, like this is in the same like universe, but it's not Mass Effect. You know, I don't know. But yeah, and then of course they completely fucked up with Anthem. And to me, I remember what one of the podcasts was like, I can't believe EA did this. And you're like, from what I heard, it was BioWare who did basically on their own for Anthem. Like that, it was just their mistake.
Yeah, what were they doing? They were just dicking around for 3 years, not knowing what direction they were heading in, and then they had to get something ready for E3.
Yeah,
this is a problem with letting your studios do whatever they want. I get Microsoft wants to be very hands off. They can't be anymore.
I think it's like anything. You just got to find a balance. You know. I think it's like when Fox worked with George Lucas for the original, trilogy.
The OG trilogy.
Yeah, because there's so many interviews where you hear like, "Oh, George wanted to do this," and we had to be like, "No, like that one thing, that's stupid." No, like
no. He wanted to make C-3PO like a used car salesman.
Something right? Like there's like some random stuff,
so
and Fox had to
stories.
Be like. They had to be like, look, this other stuff's fine. That's stupid. Why
and
would
then when you
let
him do whatever he wants, you get the prequel trilogy.
Right, but then
and what blows my mind is that Kathleen Kennedy still didn't learn from that mistake and let them do whatever they want for the sequel trilogy.
Well, here's the funny thing. I think George played the long game here, right?
Right, go on. I'm listening.
I think George was like, look, people don't like the sequel trilogy. All right. Or the prequel trilogy.
Well, people don't like the prequel trilogy.
And he's like, he's probably in his mind like, fuck it, dude. I'm already old enough. I might as well get a ton of money.
I have the money.
Oh, this is Disney.
No, it's Disney.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, I know Disney. They're probably going to mess it up even more. So then I look like I made the better movies of the lot.
He's a genius. He really is a genius.
He is. He's a genius, man.
People are going to miss me when I'm gone. They're going to love the prequels.
That's exactly what happened, though.
I don't know.
That's exactly what happened.
I know people that appreciate Revenge of the Sith. I don't know anyone that goes back and says, yeah, Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones are actually great. I don't know anyone that says that.
So the universal thought, and it's basically my thought too, is Phantom Menace is only good for pod racing.
That's literally it.
The Clone Wars is great if you take away all the romance stuff. So like 25% of the movie's great.
I don't even think that 25% of the movie is great. I think
the clone stuff is awesome.
I hate everything about the Clone Wars. That's my I can't say it's my least favorite anymore. It's in my bottom 3 least favorite Star Wars movies.
I don't know. I love the clone stuff. But I think too, I'm also swayed by the great memories of the Star Wars Clone Wars game and the great memory of Republic Commandos. So, I think I just love the stuff that came from that movie. Maybe not the movie itself.
Okay. Oh, we have a lot to catch up with Keke Boy here. Let's just talk about Star Wars for the second. What happened is the kids who grew up with the prequels are now loud adults who get to say they were always great. That's true. Yeah. Kids have nostalgia for those movies, which is a shame because nobody should have nostalgia for episode 1 and 2. But yeah, they do have nostalgia for them.
Hey, I have nostalgia for the pod racing. All right, come on.
Now this is pod racing. The pod racing game was great.
Oh yes,
that's the best thing that came out of episode 1.
I agree. And the Naboo Starfighter, that thing was cool.
People forget Deathloop even came out. That kind of blows my mind. I know a couple of people that love Deathloop, and it got like 10 out of 10s on it got 10 out of 10s from every single gaming journalist, if not most of them. And people forgot the game came out. Like, that kind of blows my mind. What does that tell you? And
well, it tells you the critics are always right.
They're always right 100% of the time. That's true. That's absolutely true.
You never doubt them ever.
And right? One more. Yeah, a Kecker's Boy says, yeah, but we're not the average gamer, and the hardcore are the tiniest percentage. Even my most hardcore gamers genuinely have no idea who they are. I don't know. I talk to a lot of people who fall between casual and hardcore. I guess that's kind of tough to define. But a lot of my friends know who Arcane is.
Chris, if you were to ask Mario, would he know?
Yes, he would.
Okay, would Li Shang know?
No.
Okay,
but he's the only games he plays are the NBA games. That's his casual.
Oh, that's true. All right, how about Dr. Was he?
He was not big on games, but he played them. I actually do think he knows Arcane Studios. He liked Deathloop. He played Deathloop.
Because I'm trying to get a general sense. I mean, Broski would know.
Broski would know. We obviously know. Max would know. Would Rob know?
Maybe. Rob would be a good person to ask. Would Andrea know?
She doesn't know any video games.
Okay. Would Kristen know? I feel like Kristen would.
Whoa, hold on. We got a big knowledge drop here. Kecker's Boy says, I've got to say something. I had no idea who Arcane was. Damn. I don't know what to do with that. I feel like my whole worldview has been shattered.
Well, you know what you could do, Chris?
What could I do?
You can subscribe to the Game Boys YouTube channel. We have amazing videos on there. And if you subscribe and hit the bell icon, you can make sure you get the latest releases from the Game Boys. That includes reviews, fun videos where we make fun of things, potentially. I don't know. Random stuff, which is basically me. I like to just make random videos that probably make no sense or are only funny to me. But hopefully you find them funny too.
And don't forget the podcast.
You can also see when we go live on YouTube. Like right now.
Goddamn right. And don't forget to also subscribe to our TikTok. That's where we're posting a lot of our content that seems to do well. And just subscribe to our TikTok, please. We're desperate.
So you say you have a viral video, right?
Yes.
I mean, I've been very busy the last 2 weeks, so I have not really been on TikTok.
Well, okay. Okay, on I don't know what qualifies as viral on TikTok,
Right.
but the video got 50,000 views.
Oh,
Does
nice.
Does that count as viral?
I have no clue.
I'm gonna say it counts as viral because I'm desperate for validation for myself.
Okay. All right.
So
You're
that counts as
validated. That's
viral.
viral.
That's where all our viral videos go. So make sure to subscribe to our TikTok.
So wait, what video went viral?
I talked about how in The Legend of Zelda, the most famous song for the game, the one that plays in the beginning of the game, was written in one night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fun fact.
Would you say it was written a fortnight?
No, I wouldn't.
All right.
There you go.
Well, there we go.
Speaking of made in a fortnight, sometimes E3 takes a fortnight.
That's true.
You know what we did, Mike?
What did we do?
I asked ChatGPT to give us an E3 press conference that we missed out on this year. I love E3. I miss E3. I still want E3 to exist. So I asked them, ChatGPT, please give me the E3 press conference that we missed this year. And here it is.
All right,
are you ready to go? Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I know we said we canceled E3. I know we said we'd never come back. I know we said that the gaming industry was dead. But that was all a lie. Welcome to E3 2023. Woo! Let's hear it. Let's hear it for developers. The lights dim as the crowd falls silent, waiting for the press conference to begin. Suddenly, the screen on stage lights up, showing the logo of a major game developer. Welcome, everyone, to the E3 press conference of Game Developer. We are thrilled to be here today to showcase our latest games and updates. I'm your host, Name, and I'll be your guide to this exciting presentation. The audience cheers and applauds as the MC steps aside to make way for the first speaker.
As you can see, we've made some major improvements to the game engine.
No, you skipped down one.
The first one starts. This is your screenshot, man.
No, the first one starts with good afternoon.
All right. Well, that's the first picture on mine. Okay. So we're starting with this one.
Yeah, that one.
Am I working backwards here?
You're working backwards.
All right. I'm working backwards here. All right. Recap. Leave me in.
The audience cheers and applauds as the MC steps aside to make way for the first speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Name, and I'm the lead developer for our latest project, Game Title. We've been working hard over the past year to bring you the best gaming experience possible, and we can't wait to share it with you today.
The audience cheers again as the speaker launches into a presentation showcasing the game's graphics and gameplay mechanics.
All right, now let me pull up the right one. All right. As you can see, we made some major improvements to the game engine, allowing for more realistic physics and smoother gameplay. Where's the next one? I don't think I have the next one, Chris.
We've also added some exciting new features, including online multiplayer and customizable skins. The audience gasps and cheers as the gameplay trailer is shown on screen, demonstrating the new features in action. Wow, that looks amazing. I can't wait to get my hands on that game. But now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Name, who will be giving us some exciting news about our latest hardware. The audience applauds as the MC steps aside to make way for the next speaker.
Thank you, Name. I'm thrilled to announce that we'll be releasing our next generation console, the console Name, later this year. The console will revolutionize gaming as we know it, with faster processing speeds, more storage capacity, and incredible graphic capabilities.
The audience erupts into cheers and applause as the speaker continues, showcasing the console's sleek design and unique features.
And that's not all. We'll also be releasing a new VR headset that will take your game experience to the next something. Hold on. To the next level, I'm assuming. Let's see.
You got this. You got this, speaker. You got this.
Okay, there we go. With improved resolution and reduced motion sickness, you feel like you're truly inside the game.
The audience cheers again as a demonstration video is shown on the screen, featuring players wearing the VR headset and playing a new game. Incredible! I can't wait to try out that new hardware for myself. But before we go, we have one more surprise for you today. I'd like to welcome our final speaker, Name, who has some exciting news to share about a new game release. The audience cheers and applauds as the MC steps aside for the final speaker.
Thank you, Name. And thank you all for being here today. I'm thrilled to announce that we'll be releasing a brand new game title next month. This game is a real-time strategy game set in a post-apocalyptic world where players will have to build and defend their own fortress against waves of enemies.
The audience cheers and claps as a cinematic trailer for the game is shown on screen, featuring impressive visuals and a gripping storyline.
We've been working hard to bring you the best gaming experience possible with detailed graphics, immersive gameplay, mechanics, and a compelling storyline. We can't wait for you to play it.
And with that, we'll have to wrap up this incredible press conference. Thank you all for coming, and we hope you're as excited about these, and we hope you're as excited as we are about these amazing new games and hardware. Have a great day. The lights come up as the speakers blare loud music, and the audience cheers and applauds. The camera fades to black. Woo! Man, that was wow. That was an incredible E3 press conference 2023.
That was a great E3 press conference, wasn't it?
I feel like E3 never left.
It didn't. It did not leave.
It had all the awkward pauses.
We got a new console.
We got a new VR headset that reduces.
We got a VR headset. We got a new game.
That's with immersive gameplay and an immersive storyline to boot. That's crazy.
Now wait, which one are you most? I'm excited for game title. I don't know about you.
I'm excited for the VR headset that gets rid of motion sickness.
I'm excited for that one too. But game title for that one just didn't seem that great. You know?
No, I mean but the gameplay trailer they showed looked incredible. I mean, it even said they looked incredible.
Okay, you are right about that. You're right about that. But I'm telling you, dude, when they showed and started playing game title, I was
But then at the end, when they showed game title,
that was great.
Holy crap.
That was great.
That was a mind blower.
Oh, that was so good.
Can you believe they did that thing with the guy?
Dude, the greatest thing is you can pre-order it now for like, $9.99, $99.99.
$999 US. What a time to be alive.